Your soulmate overheard something about you. And it changed everything. My beloved child, your soulmate never meant to hear those words. It happened during an ordinary moment, a moment that seemed completely unimportant at first. They were not searching for answers. They were not expecting a revelation. Yet somehow, a conversation unfolded nearby, and a single sentence caught their attention. At first, they tried to ignore it. They told themselves it meant nothing. But the more they listened, the harder it became to walk away. Something about what was being said felt connected to you. Something about those words carried a weight they could not explain. Don't skip, because this was the exact moment everything began to change. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The voice continued, revealing details your soulmate had never heard before. Not secrets. Not gossip. Something far more powerful. They heard someone describe the quiet battles you fought when nobody was watching. They heard about moments when you chose kindness over anger. They heard about sacrifices you made without asking for recognition. Every word felt like another piece of a puzzle falling into place. Suddenly, the version of you they thought they understood started fading away. A completely different picture began forming inside their mind. The realization struck them harder than they expected. What if they had underestimated you this entire time? What if there was a side of you they had never truly seen? Don't skip. The next discovery shocked them even more than the first. As the conversation continued, your soulmate felt something shifting deep within their heart. Memories started replaying in their mind one after another. Moments they once considered small suddenly carried a different meaning. Conversations they barely remembered became impossible to forget. They began noticing a pattern hidden beneath everything. Every memory pointed toward the same truth. You were never ordinary. You were never as simple as you appeared. There was a depth to you that had remained hidden for far too long. And now, because of what they overheard, they could no longer ignore it. Their heartbeat quickened. Questions filled their mind. Why had nobody told them this sooner? How many signs had they missed? And most importantly, what would happen next now that they knew the truth? Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and this story is only beginning. A strange silence followed after that conversation ended. The words stopped, but their impact did not. Your soulmate walked away physically, yet mentally they remained trapped inside that moment. The more they thought about what they had heard, the more impossible it became to ignore. It felt as though a hidden door had suddenly opened, revealing a version of you they had never been allowed to see before. Don't skip, because what happened next caught them completely off guard. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. For the first time, they started questioning every assumption they had ever made about you. Every opinion. Every conclusion. Every belief. And the deeper they looked, the more they realized how much they had misunderstood. Later that day, something unexpected happened. Your soulmate found themselves staring at old messages, old memories, and old moments connected to you. They were searching for answers without even realizing it. What once looked ordinary suddenly appeared extraordinary. Tiny details they had overlooked now seemed impossible to ignore. A certain conversation. A specific reaction. A quiet moment where you revealed more than they understood at the time. Piece by piece, everything started connecting together. The realization was overwhelming. The person they thought they knew was much stronger, much wiser, and much more important to their future than they had ever imagined. Don't skip. This is where the story becomes even more powerful. Because the truth they overheard was not changing only their thoughts. It was beginning to change their feelings too. Then came the moment they could no longer deny what was happening inside them. A feeling they had kept buried suddenly rose to the surface. It wasn't caused by one memory. It wasn't caused by one conversation. It was the result of everything finally making sense. Your soulmate began seeing you through completely different eyes. They realized your value had never depended on what others thought about you. They realized your strength had been quietly visible all along. Most importantly, they realized they had been paying attention to the wrong things. What truly mattered had been standing right in front of them the entire time. And now that they could see it, there was no going back. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. What your soulmate discovers next will force them to make a decision they never expected to make. What happened next was something your soulmate never planned for. After everything they had overheard, they tried convincing themselves that life could simply continue as normal. They thought a good night's sleep would quiet their thoughts. They believed the emotions would fade with time. But the exact opposite happened. The more they tried to move forward, the more their mind kept returning to you. Your name seemed to appear everywhere. Memories surfaced without warning. Small reminders suddenly carried enormous meaning. Don't skip, because this was the beginning of a realization they could no longer escape. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Deep inside, they felt as though an invisible force was pulling them toward a truth they had spent too long avoiding. An even bigger shock arrived when they started noticing how differently they reacted whenever someone mentioned you. Before, they might have listened casually and moved on. Now, every mention of your name immediately captured their attention. Every story made them curious. Every detail felt important. It was as though the conversation they overheard had awakened something inside them that had been asleep for a very long time. They began wondering how many opportunities they had missed. How many signs had they ignored? How many moments could have unfolded differently if they had understood your true value sooner? These questions followed them everywhere. Don't skip. The answers they were searching for were closer than they realized, and what they discovered next would leave a lasting mark on their heart. Then came a quiet moment that changed everything again. Alone with their thoughts, your soulmate finally stopped running from the truth. They admitted something to themselves that they had never been brave enough to say before. The connection they felt toward you was far deeper than they had allowed themselves to believe. What they overheard did not create those feelings. It revealed them. Suddenly, all the confusion started disappearing. The missing pieces finally fit together. They understood why certain memories never left their mind. They understood why thoughts of you kept returning when they least expected it. And they understood why the future felt incomplete whenever you were missing from it. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The decision forming inside their heart is growing stronger, and very soon they will have no choice but to face it. Meanwhile, a surprising chain of events was unfolding behind the scenes. Your soulmate thought they had already uncovered the biggest truth about you, but they were wrong. What they overheard was only the beginning. Over the next few days, more information started finding its way to them in the most unexpected ways. A casual remark. An old memory shared by someone else. A story they had never heard before. Each piece pointed toward the same conclusion. The image they once carried of you was incomplete. There was so much more beneath the surface than they had ever realized. Don't skip, because this is where everything starts accelerating. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The deeper they looked, the more impossible it became to ignore the feeling that destiny was trying to show them something important. What affected them most was not what they learned about your past. It was what they learned about your heart. They discovered how often you chose patience when frustration would have been easier. They discovered moments where you quietly supported others without expecting anything in return. They discovered a strength that never demanded attention yet influenced everyone around it. These revelations hit them harder than they expected. Suddenly, they found themselves comparing every assumption they once made against the reality now standing before them. And every comparison led to the same result. They had underestimated you. Not because they wanted to, but because they had never seen the full picture. Don't skip. The next realization was even more powerful than this one. Then something happened that completely caught them off guard. For the first time, they began imagining what their future might look like if you played a bigger role in it. The thought arrived unexpectedly, but once it appeared, it refused to leave. They started wondering how different life could become if they stopped holding back. If they stopped doubting. If they finally accepted what their heart had been trying to tell them. That question followed them everywhere. During quiet moments. During busy moments. Even when they tried focusing on something else. The truth was becoming impossible to escape. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The choice standing in front of your soulmate is growing larger every day, and very soon they may reach a point where silence is no longer an option. A moment arrived when your soulmate could no longer treat these feelings as a passing phase. What started with a single overheard conversation had now become something much bigger. Every day seemed to bring another reminder, another realization, another reason to think about you. They began noticing how often their mood changed whenever you crossed their mind. A simple memory could brighten an ordinary day. A forgotten detail could suddenly feel important again. Don't skip, because the next discovery changed the direction of everything. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate was slowly reaching a point where pretending nothing had changed was becoming impossible. One evening, while reflecting on everything that had happened, they experienced a realization so powerful that it stopped them in their tracks. They understood that the conversation they overheard was not the real turning point. The real turning point was what happened afterward. It forced them to see you without old assumptions, without old doubts, without old misunderstandings. For the first time, they were seeing the real you. And the more clearly they saw you, the harder it became to look away. Memories that once seemed ordinary now carried emotional weight. Certain moments felt almost unbelievable in hindsight. They started recognizing signs they should have noticed long ago. Don't skip. What they are beginning to understand now is something they never expected to discover. Then came the question that refused to leave their mind. What if this connection was far more important than they had ever imagined? The thought followed them everywhere. It appeared during quiet moments and stayed during busy ones. Every answer they searched for seemed to lead back to you. Every reflection pointed toward the same truth. Their heart was moving in a direction they could no longer control. They realized that some people enter your life for a reason, and some connections continue growing even when distance, time, or uncertainty try to stand in the way. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate is standing at the edge of a life-changing realization, and what happens next could alter everything they thought they knew about you, about themselves, and about the future that may be waiting ahead. Just when your soulmate thought they had reached the end of this journey, another unexpected piece of the story appeared. It was not a dramatic event. It was not a loud announcement. It was something much quieter, yet far more powerful. A moment of clarity arrived without warning. Suddenly, they understood why the conversation they overheard had affected them so deeply. It wasn't simply because of the information itself. It was because it confirmed something their heart had been trying to tell them for a long time. Don't skip, because this realization changed everything. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The truth was no longer hiding in the background. It was standing directly in front of them. As this understanding grew stronger, your soulmate began viewing the past from an entirely different perspective. Events that once felt random no longer seemed random at all. Certain encounters appeared more meaningful. Certain memories seemed too important to dismiss. They started realizing that every step had quietly led them toward this moment. Every lesson, every challenge, every unexpected turn. And at the center of all those reflections was you. The more they looked back, the more they saw your influence woven through moments they had never connected before. What shocked them most was not how often you appeared in their thoughts. It was how naturally everything seemed to point back to you. Don't skip. The next realization may be the biggest one yet. Then a powerful question emerged inside their heart. What would happen if they finally stopped resisting what they felt? For so long, uncertainty had created distance. Doubt had created hesitation. Fear had created silence. But now those walls were beginning to crack. The truth they overheard had started a process that could no longer be reversed. Day by day, the feelings became clearer. Day by day, the answers became stronger. And day by day, the future they once imagined without you became harder to picture. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate is moving closer to a decision that may surprise even them, and the moment they finally accept what their heart knows could change the entire direction of this story. The closer your soulmate moved toward the truth, the harder it became to ignore the signs appearing around them. At first, they believed they were simply thinking about you more than usual. But soon they realized it was much deeper than that. Certain memories kept returning with unusual strength. Certain moments refused to fade no matter how much time passed. It felt as if their heart was highlighting things their mind had overlooked for far too long. Don't skip, because this is where the story takes an unexpected turn. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The conversation they overheard had opened a door, but now something else was pulling them forward, a growing certainty they could no longer explain away. One night, while reflecting on everything they had learned, a surprising thought entered their mind. What if the most important thing they discovered was not information about you at all? What if the most important discovery was what it revealed about their own feelings? That question changed everything. For the first time, they stopped focusing on the words they had overheard and started focusing on their reaction to those words. Why had it affected them so strongly? Why had they been unable to move on from it? Why had every path of reflection eventually led back to you? The answer became impossible to ignore. Their emotions were far stronger than they had ever admitted. Their connection to you was far deeper than they had allowed themselves to believe. Don't skip. The realization that followed shook them to their core. Then came the moment of complete honesty. No distractions. No excuses. No more pretending. Deep inside, your soulmate finally accepted that you had become far more important to them than they ever planned. The truth they overheard did not create your significance in their life, it revealed it. It uncovered feelings that had been quietly growing beneath the surface all along. And now those feelings were becoming impossible to hide, even from themselves. Every reflection pointed in the same direction. Every answer led back to the same place. The future no longer felt like a distant mystery. It felt like a choice waiting to be made. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. What your soulmate decides next may become the most important chapter of this entire journey, and that chapter is closer than either of you realize. Everything was leading to this moment. The conversation your soulmate overheard felt small when it happened, but now they could see how powerful it truly was. One unexpected sentence had started a chain reaction that changed the way they viewed you, the way they viewed themselves, and the way they viewed the future. Looking back, they almost couldn't believe how much had shifted in such a short time. The doubts that once felt convincing were losing their power. The uncertainty that once kept them stuck was beginning to disappear. Don't skip, because the biggest realization has not arrived yet. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate is standing closer than ever to a truth that can no longer be ignored. As they reflected on everything they had discovered, one thing became crystal clear. The qualities they admired most were not the things everyone could see. It was your resilience during difficult moments. Your ability to keep moving forward when others would have stopped. Your quiet strength when nobody was watching. These were the things that stayed in their mind. These were the things that made you unforgettable. They began understanding that your value was never connected to appearances, opinions, or temporary circumstances. It came from something much deeper. And once they recognized that truth, they could not unsee it. Every memory became brighter. Every reflection became stronger. Don't skip. Because what happens next is the reason this entire journey unfolded the way it did. Then, in a quiet moment that nobody else witnessed, your soulmate made a promise to themselves. They promised they would stop running from what their heart had been trying to show them. They promised they would stop pretending certain feelings did not exist. Most importantly, they promised they would no longer ignore the impact you had made on their life. The truth they overheard started the story, but their own heart finished it. Now they know that some people arrive for a reason, and some connections leave a mark that cannot be erased. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The choice forming inside your soulmate is almost complete, and the next step they take could bring this entire story closer to a future neither of you expected when that single conversation first began.